All right, perfect. So I want you guys to meet Baby Ali. So one day, Baby Ali's father comes home early from work. Being the psychologist he is, he brings Baby Ali two toys he knows Baby Ali loves the most: Vladimir McQueen and a toy gun. So he tells Baby Ali that he can only choose one of them, and the other one has to go back to the toy store today. Well, Baby Ali didn't know which one to choose, and he got stuck. After a lot of hesitation, Baby Ali chose the toy gun, and his dad rushed to the toy store to get back his money for the car. But the second his dad left, Baby Ali felt sad. Oh, poor Baby Ali. He just realized that he could also have a lot of fun with Lighting McQueen as well. In other words, he couldn't make peace with his decision. So, I know for a fact that Baby Ali loved playing games a lot. But what he realized was that he stopped playing his beloved car video games and he started playing some first-person shooter games that might have not been appropriate for his age. But little Ali never realized why his passion for cars just suddenly died out. Well, just like Baby Ali, a lot of us make decisions that we don't feel great about. And we sometimes just change our lives or change the way we think in order to deal with those bad feelings. But what is it that we exactly do? So years passed, Baby Ali grew and became a MacIntroPsych TA. So one day he thought to himself, now that I know some psychology, I might actually be able to solve this mystery. So he thought that the best way to find out why his passion for cars died is by going through his IntroPsych textbook. And bingo! He stumbled upon the idea of cognitive dissonance. So the theory of cognitive dissonance centers around the idea that us humans will love consistency and will love consistency. So anytime our brain encounters something that is psychologically inconsistent, it tries to make sense out of it and it tries to make it more consistent through various ways. Thoughts, or we have attitudes that are inconsistent with our behaviors. For example, if I have a test in 2 hours and I know that I should be studying for my test, but I catch myself playing Call of Duty with my friends, there's an inconsistency between my attitude and my behavior. So such inconsistencies will actually interfere with my normal cognitive processes and will make me feel bad. So cognitive dissonance can get in the way of one of our most basic needs, which is the need to have a consistent perception of our environment. So cognitive dissonance can actually cause us emotional and psychological pain. So the most logical outcome of experiencing cognitive dissonance will be trying to get rid of it. But how do we deal with cognitive dissonance? How do we kind of try to reduce cognitive dissonance? Well, so if you have two thoughts that are inconsistent with each other, we might try to change one of those thoughts. Or if you have attitudes that are inconsistent with our behaviors, we might try to change our attitudes, or we might try to change the way we behave. Okay, enough theory. Let's go back to Baby Ali and see how he got scarred from his father's psychology experiment and how he dealt with it. But don't worry about him, he's fine now. So Baby Ali didn't know how to feel about the toy gun he just received, because he just received the toy he loved, but at the same time, he lost Vladimir McQueen that he also loved. So our textbook suggested that Ali was experiencing cognitive dissonance. In order to deal with a bad feeling of cognitive dissonance, Ali had two options. One was to change his behavior. So he could receive both toys at the same time, and that would reduce his cognitive dissonance. But well, this wasn't really an option because his dad thought that a $2 car would be too heavy of a burden on the family's budget. So he didn't have this option. Or two, he could convince himself that toy guns are much more fun to play with than toy cars. So he went with his only option available, and he tried to feed himself the idea that guns are definitely more fun to play with than cars. So as a matter of fact, the process that Ali used to treat himself is called a dissonance reduction process. So the role of dissonance reduction process is to reduce the attractiveness of the rejected option and enhance the attractiveness of the chosen object. So in this case, Ali told himself that definitely guns are much more fun to play with than cars. So he tried to make himself more attracted towards guns. After a while, he just put aside all his car video games and he started playing more and more violent games that he shouldn't have ever been playing. Well, mystery solved. So the grown Ali became much more interested in the idea of cognitive dissonance. So he realized that cognitive dissonance has positive aspects as well. Cognitive dissonance is motivational in nature. The fact that it can force you to change your attitudes or thoughts or behaviors, it means that it's actually a strong motivator. So cognitive dissonance can help your brain focus on the things that matter and kind of push you to do better in many aspects of your life. For example, if you have a test coming up and it's a hard test, and you're studying only for 1 hour a day for it, and you know for a fact that 1 hour a day is not for your test, there's kind of an inconsistency between your actions and your behaviors. So cognitive dissonance will take control, and it's going to make you feel bad for not studying enough. In order to get rid of the pain of cognitive dissonance, you decide to pull an all-nighter, and you're going to be studying the whole night for the test. Disclaimer, this is not an effective studying strategy. Don't try this at home. Or, for example, if you're hanging out with this particular friend group of yours that doesn't bring out the best in you, and you know that you're going to end up lying in the middle of a highway at 2 a.m. drunk with them, but you're still hanging out with them. So again, there's an inconsistency between your actions and your attitudes. So again, cognitive dissonance is going to kick in, and it's going to make you feel bad for hanging out with them. So the next time they call you, you're just going to ignore the call, and you're not going to hang out with them anymore. All right. So many decisions can cause you to feel bad about your decision. But the next time you feel bad about one of your decisions, I want you to actually pay attention to it, because the bad thing might not be bad after all. It might be there to tell you something good. Thanks for listening.